As a HR advisor to a company, if a flexible working request is made, then it is important that certain timeframes are adhered to once this application has been received from the employee. As a general comment, it is best practice to have a flexible working policy in place for employees to be able to understand the process and procedure involved in making a flexible working application. This could also include a suggested draft template for the flexible working application to ensure that all the information is readily available from the employee that is required by the company to make an informed decision upon the request. An employee has the right to bring a flexible working request if they have worked for the business for more than 26 weeks. An employee can only make one flexible working request per year, and there is no statutory right for the employee to bring an appeal against a decision that is made. Ultimately, it is the business's role to make a reasonable assessment upon the flexible working application made by the employee. If further information is required, then it is advisable to request the employee to attend a meeting to discuss the flexible working request. Flexible working can include an array of different options, for example, working from home or having compressed hours, i.e. going from full-time, compressing this into a 4-day working week as opposed to 5 days. Ultimately, a decision will need to be made by the company as to whether or not this will work for both the company and the employee. It is essential that the company acts reasonably once the request is made and a decision is provided to the employee within 3 months of making the request, or if the employee has agreed to an extension outside of the 3 months within that timeframe period. If the business agrees to the flexible working request, then it is important that the terms are changed within the employee's contract of employment within 28 days of accepting the flexible working request. Whether or not the company decides to accept the flexible working request, it is vital that the company acts in a reasonable manner. This includes assessing the advantages and disadvantages of the application. If it is decided that the application is not successful, it is imperative that the reasonings is provided to the employee as to why the application is unsuccessful. If the company hasn't acted reasonably and fairly in the circumstances, then it may be a risk that the employee could bring a claim within the employment tribunal. So it is important to have a fair and open transparency between the company and the employee.